I wanted to balance myself in my home properly. Today's going a lot better than it was. I did try to fix my hair. I don't want to look like a jerk. The guy's out there, he's taking pictures to get the. I don't think they'll be doing the cable thing today, but he's properly looking at what needs to be done, which is fine. That's better than where it was, because where it was, they thought they'd done it and they hadn't. But there's this old guy, um, Jay Essex. He makes videos. I just watched his video. I'm going to put a link to him. Years ago, he was so ready to die. He was just so ready to die. He has this story where he says he's the original creation of these two beings here in this simulation or matrix or whatever you want to call it. And he's a giant red dragon on that side in the astral realm. Now, I don't know about that. I'm not saying it's not possible. Don't get me twisted on that. It very well could be. I hope it is. I hope that is the case. But one time, and this was the first time it ever happened to me, I was watching some videos and I was watching his video and I just wasn't into it. I was about to change to something else. And he looked at like through the screen real time. It was like, don't change this video. You need to see what I've got to show you. And I watched. And you couldn't tell me that man wasn't talking straight to me at that time. I didn't change it. I listened. He did have something very interesting. Uh, it connects deep somehow inside with my even my oldest son. You know, I've got a picture of my son being a goofy little kid, and I seen the guy do the exact same thing, and it like overlaid to where Red Dragon. My dad always called it Red Dragon too. My dad, there's a little Red Dragon toy around here, like a little stuffed animal, and that was for him. Now he wasn't in the Mayan calendar a Red Dragon, but they have one. He's a blue hand, but it makes sense to me, my reckoning of it, as it is. And this guy, when you hear somebody that's ready to go, suffering in their body, suffering in the condition of life, you feel an empathy for them. You know, you don't want them to suffer any longer. That doesn't mean you want to jack Kevorkian in their ass. I'm not talking about Doctor fucking Death here, but I'm saying, um, it's a fine balance when you want somebody to be able to get to the other side, and also you don't wish them any doom. Like, I didn't want my dad to die, but also I knew that he was suffering and he was ready to go a long time ago. And he would say fucked up stuff like, God heal me or kill me. I'm like, please don't say stuff like that. Don't say that in front of me. I was like, that really upsets me. You know, I've only got this time with my dad, and I made the most of it. I really do miss my dad, but we're all gonna die. You know, I don't have any illusion to thinking we're not gonna die. But this guy's gone so slow. It makes me wonder, like, what's holding him on this side? What's holding him here? He's so ready to go. there's something about this guy. I can see it. I don't know. I can't verify everybody's woo um, extraordinary tale. I don't discredit it though. I know that people have an amazing ability to discern their own path and to somehow suss out the miracle of this place, which is a mystery. I'll stop because I can't remember with whatever memories I think I can pull from the uh, prenatal life. There are very few, but they're mostly hunches and clues. You know, it's not like a memory like you have in your head. It's not the same thing. This guy's got some of that going on. I think it would be more of a good thing if we could figure out how to figure out these dynamics. Who are you? You know, what is it? What is your mission? What are you doing here? And how that can fit one with another. I don't want to just think of you as Bob or fucking Tammy or John. So many names. I know there's something else about you. When I've been listening to um, these stories about shadow people, and the last one I heard was pretty good. They gave a pretty good description. Now, it wasn't in any context other than the shadow people appearing, being shadow, and just being somewhere in the periphery. There were no interactions at all, with the exception of one. But this wasn't a negative experience. I have a character in my stories that's named Zordinan. Zordinan is like the number two. After the first character, which I saw when I was 5, and I think that has to do with the air element and technology because of what happened to the character. The second character is Zordinan. Zordinan is a shadow person. He has a cloak that he wears, and you can see his eyes sometimes or not, but he's darkness in the cloak. He has a body. He has a sword in the story that he gets, and he fights with a diamond sword. And he's a powerful entity, but he represents water. He represents water, and that's our emotion, but it's also a deeper level of our mind, especially classically, because Mercury, the liquid that is Mercury, is that esoteric mind, you know, that is more of a higher mind than our monkey mind. You know, the air element is more like the monkey mind and that sort of beta state mind. That's our activity, and even could be to some degree fire, because it could be our most primal like instinct, maybe in the fight or flight mode. That R complex could be that fire element too. But I digress. This is about a character, Zordinan, who's a wizard. He's like a wizard. He's a magical being, but he was created because the Underlord on that planet, the planet has a bunch of trafficked people that were kidnapped from Earth, brought to this place, and they're in stasis by this scientist. And this scientist is doing experiments on them, but he's opening up their genetics. Well, one day they kill one of his robots that he loves, one of his Chat GPT relationships, and he gets so upset that he starts to genocide all the people on the earth, that planet, Zordania. And they come together and they pray and cause the planet to shift in its orbit to where it has a dark side and a light side. And all the people can flee to the light side. But in the dark side, the evil one, the the planet had the scientist that's doing the genocide is on the dark side, but on both sides is a part of the world that's like the underlord and the overlord, like a light and dark section of the world. The people are able to flee to the light side. The overlord protects them. That's the Clendoran character. That's usually sometimes my name has that in the channel, but I that's the character's name, Clendoran. The underlord immediately they go to war with each other. The underlord casts some sort of spell that makes the overlord has a wife. This it's her name's Attica, like the prison or like the place in Greece. Gets her pregnant and she dies, having this child, Sordinan, who comes out like a shadow person. And the overlord raises him but tries to balance him because he knows you are a spell, you're an act of evil and intention, but if I temper you to the good, then you'll be an incredible leader and force on this planet for what is right and what can be. So, just an element in the story. But this world represents myself, perhaps in a higher dimension where I normally would be. And I believe that to be the case because of my understanding and relationship to that other world so early on as a kid. I didn't think I was from the world. I believed I was the world, that world.